Well, Sabbath greetings to everyone. I really wanted to get a video up this evening if it was at all possible, and it looks like I might be able to get a short one up for tonight, but it's so much to say. I know many of you are aware that we have been gone for all the way since last week. We did travel to Virginia, where we spent about a week in Virginia with my in-laws in a absolutely beautiful, gorgeous part of the country. I tell you, we are so blessed traveling the United States, and I've traveled all over the United States at one time or another, whether it be in my former career or otherwise. But I mean, when you travel this country and you see the variation in the climates and the mountain ranges and the just sea to shining sea, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, blessed part of the world. There's no question about it. I've been to third world countries as well, and it is just, there's just no comparison. The blessings that God gave to the United States, Manasseh, and also Britain, of course being Ephraim. And so we are very, very blessed. But we did travel to Virginia. We had an absolutely magnificent time. We got to see so much of what they call the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia and West Virginia. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. Again, we're right there with the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, which is part of the larger Appalachian mountain range. But the Blue Ridge Mountains are just absolutely gorgeous. We got to spend time in Mount Montpelier, which is the home of our fourth president, Mr. James Madison, his wife Dolly. It was very, very fascinating trip. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend all of the tremendous history and everything that you can learn by visiting some of these places. We also took in Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, which means little mountain in Italian, and it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous property. Of course, he was the author of the Declaration of Independence and third President of the United States. And so again, those two, we were not able to make it to George Washington's home. We were planning on it, but it was actually a little bit further drive than we wanted to make on this particular trip. I want to go back to that area so badly, and next time, of course, we wanted to make it into Washington, D.C. It's just a couple hours away, but there's just too much to do there in the area, and so, but we were not able to go to Mount Vernon or to the Smithsonian, which I had in mind, and also wanted to take the kids to all of the just all of the things that there is to do there in Washington, D.C. But that'll have to wait for another trip. Now, we were thinking about driving home today, but it just made more sense to travel back yesterday. So we did get home late last night after traveling through 8 states on the way home. We went through Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and finally back to Wisconsin. So it was a very scenic trip, beautiful, beautiful, again, part of the country, and we just had a tremendous time. I hope to talk to you about it in the weeks ahead a little bit more, but we had a great time. It's always nice to be home, though. It's a busy, busy time of the year, and so we had really debated whether we were going to be able to make the trip or not, but when you have the opportunity come around, we decided it was going to be, it would be well worth doing it, even in the midst of all the busy things that we have going on, and of course in preparation for the upcoming fall holy days. But anyway, I don't want to go on too long in this video because I've still got a lot of things to do before traveling in the morning. Early in the morning, we're headed to Peoria, specifically to Morton, Illinois for TWP. We'll have TWP in Morton tomorrow, and then on Sunday we'll be traveling then to Springfield for TWP there. Looking forward to seeing Mr. Millich tomorrow, and as well as Sunday for the TWPs there in that area. Appreciate your prayers with regard to that. Also wanted to give a public apology to the Dubuque congregation. I really apologize. In the midst of all the craziness that is our lives here in the summer, I failed to let them know there in the Dubuque area that I was going to be missing services last Sabbath. We were in Virginia, and we had the opportunity to visit with the congregation there in Richmond, Virginia. Technically Glen Allen, but it's Richmond, Virginia for all intents and purposes. So we had a wonderful time there and was able to visit with the brethren after services and go out for a nice meal. And that was a wonderful, wonderful Sabbath there. But I do apologize again to the Dubuque brethren. I didn't mean to fail to let you know that I wasn't going to be there. Hopefully, try to make it up to you. I am going to be in Dubuque, planning on being in Dubuque September 5th. September 5th. I would normally be in the Dells, but because I doubled up and visited them a couple of times in quick succession, I am going to change my schedule. And I know this is going to be new to those of you keeping track of those types of things, so I apologize for making all these changes to the schedule, but I did want to be in Dubuque. I have not been there for a long time, and so I miss those brethren very much and look forward to seeing you September 5th. Otherwise, we're headed to Peoria for TWP's Peoria on tomorrow, and then Springfield on Sunday. And I know that I owe some of you phone calls. I'm trying my level best to get emails addressed and callbacks made as quickly as I can, but I would say it's probably going to be at least early next week before I get back to some of those. No, I know there weren't any emergencies. Obviously, I'd take care of those as quickly, immediately, but I'm trying to just sort through in the order in which they came in. And so if I owe you a call, I will be calling you back very soon. Email, I'll be emailing you as soon as I can. Otherwise, appreciate your prayers. I hope you have a magnificent Sabbath wherever you plan to keep it. I love you all. I'll be praying for you, and I appreciate your prayers for me and for my family. And I look forward to talking to all of you in the weeks ahead. It won't be long, and the vast majority of us will be meeting once again in Janesville for the Feast of Trumpets. It won't be long. And boy, we got a lot to do before that time. But again, I appreciate your prayers for me and for my family. I'm praying for you. I love you. Have a tremendous Sabbath, and we'll talk to you all again real soon.